Yes, we are live and want to make sure sound is checked. So that way we can. Good. Yeah, sound is checked. Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Good evening, good night, good morning, good day to you. Good you. Wherever you are today, whatever you're doing, welcome to the House of Love. Thank you for showing up. I am Ade Anifowoshe, your transformational guide. Some of you may know what just happened in my head. I'm also known as well, actually, I haven't used this title in a long time, metaphysical rebel, but I was going to say your self-care specialist because it's all about the self. I'm on IG and two different accounts and LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So feel free to share your comments if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about what I'm talking about today, representing your story. What is in the name? What's in the name? It is a love story. I want to hear your love story. My intention is to be here for 20 minutes. But I already have like 18 minutes left. Yeah, let's take a deep breath in together. Breathe in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. And we're going to take one more deep breath in. This time it's going to be slower and longer and deeper. All right? Take a deep breath in slowly. Hold it. And slowly, gently let it out. I am here to talk with you, to share with you, to inspire you, to motivate you, and to serve whatever you've been asking the universe for. Because you know what? We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So, whatever I say, if your intention is to receive an answer, whatever I say, you will get the answer. You might talk to somebody else and say, no, he didn't say that. But you will swear that you heard me say it because that's the nature of truth. That's the nature of love. Hmm. So, yes, I have a gathering that you're invited to this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, called Representing Your Stories. What's in a name? Representing your stories is an opportunity to sit with yourself, face yourself, and ask yourself deeper questions. And to create a space where you live from your authentic power. To find out more about that, go to my website, thebusinessofbeing.com, thebusinessofbeing.com /events. And you can register there. So let's talk about representing your stories. What's in the name? A love story. Hello, my dear sister Carolyn Renee. This event is a love story. And love, some of us don't take it seriously. We might speak love. We might say, yeah, the world needs love. Yeah, I just need to love myself. But sometimes we don't take love seriously. Some of us don't, and some of us do. And I think even those of us that say we take it seriously don't take it really serious because there is a part of us that's afraid of love. When you love deeply, it will transform you. It will move you from your comfort zone to a place where you're not comfortable. However, in that uncomfortability, love will keep reminding you, I got you. Sometimes we're forced out of our comfort zones, and humanity is going through a phase right now. We are being forced out of our comfort zones. And rather than pay attention to the pain and the discomfort and the struggles that we're feeling, some of us attempted to blame somebody else for the pain. Like, if they weren't doing what they're doing, I won't be feeling this pain. Well, there's some truth to that. So you can look at it from that level, from that reality, and say, the reason I'm feeling discomfort, the reason I'm feeling pain is because of that Marilyn Farmer. Take the initials, and you know what I mean. It's because of that. It's because of my brother, my sister, my husband, my wife, the government, whatever, right? However, if we take the discomfort and say, okay, I am triggered by this. This is causing me pain. It's causing me headache. It's affecting my mental well-being, my mental health. How can I use this to transform me? How can I use it to tell a different story? We give ourselves permission to go deeper. And life is basically saying, this is the time. This is the time. Every day you, I know that's right. Pluto is blowing shift up. And if we keep telling the same story, we are going to continue to feel the discomfort in a way that we feel like, why am I still dealing with this? As long as you're alive, whether you're living life consciously or just kind of like allowing other people to pull your strings, you are going to feel discomfort. But there is something when you become aware, when you become conscious, when you give yourself permission to ask yourself, what is love? How is love showing up in my life? How can love get me through this moment of uncomfortability? Oftentimes, love is it's sold to us through the story that, you know, it's all about feeling good. And if you find the person who can love you for who you are, then that means you've found love. Maybe. But love is so much more than a romantic relationship. Sometimes we say, if I get the perfect job and get the perfect pay, then I'm going to feel like I'm loving myself. Yes. But if you haven't anchored in your own heart and mind, in your own body with that love, but what you're calling love is coming from people, places, and things, it's just a matter of time before you crash land. So we have a responsibility. Representing your story, as I talked about yesterday, is an opportunity to look at the stories that we're telling, the stories that you're telling. Hey, Rhonda, look at the stories that you're telling and seeing if the stories you're telling, not just what you're telling yourself was coming out your mouth, because some of us in a circle, in a space, we can speak the right words. But what about the story that's behind the noise? Because I can say, I know I am one with love. I know that I am a child of God. I know that I am powerful. I know that I'm abundant. But there might be a narrative saying, yeah, it's an affirmation. I'm trying to get to that place. We can tell a story that reflects the truth about us in a way that is true. I heard what I said. Sometimes what is true about you is telling the truth that is uncomfortable, that you may not even call it spiritual. And we don't give ourselves permission to have this conversation. Example, how do I tell this story? So I once heard somebody talk about an aspect of their personality that they just feel like, I can't let this part of me come out because it's going to wreak havoc if I let it out. So I just got to keep this part of me down. And I remember when I heard it, something, even now, I'm like, ooh, wait. Juicy conversation. Too many of us are trying to keep the part of ourselves that we're ashamed of, that we dislike, that we're not happy about, that we regret. We're trying to push it down and coat it with love. It's not going to work. What I shared in the space and what I'm sharing now is people, places, and things. I didn't say this, but I'm saying this now. People, places, and things would distract you for a moment. But if you do not focus on that part of you that you consider undesirable, that you think has got you into mess, and give it space to allow it to come up, no matter how ugly, no matter how violent it is, no matter how spiteful it is, if you do not give it space to express itself, it's going to continue to eat at you, causing pain, wreaking havoc. It's like having a 2-year-old in a room or in a bathroom, and you can hear all the noise. And you go in there, and they got Vaseline all over their face. They got powder and stuff. And you're like, what are you doing? Because you knew that child was in there, but you weren't paying attention. Maybe you were on the phone. But you should have been paying attention to your child, your traumatized inner child. Some of you may have saw the post that I shared a few days ago. What was it? I said some people underestimate the power of a traumatized inner child. Now, an inner child that's healed is powerful as well. But I don't care where you were born, the condition. Our inner child was traumatized in some way. And if we don't address it, it's going to wreak havoc. It is powerful. It will mess your job up. It will mess your relationship up. It will mess your life up. You won't feel satisfied if you don't pay attention. You might blame someone or something for the pain, and they may have been the catalyst for you to feel the deeper pain. Until we're willing to sit. I've shared my story, facing the fear of rejection. The fear of rejection has been running my life for a long time. No, it ran my life for a long time. And a week ago, I had the most painful experience facing it. For those who weren't here last night, I shared how not just painful, kind of metaphorically, it was painful literally. My heart was hurting. I went to bed early around 10 o'clock. It was hurting. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was hurting. I woke up on, what was it? This happened Sunday night. I woke up Monday morning. It was hurting. The pain lessened, subsided. It didn't actually. It wasn't as intense. Around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. And because of that time, looking back now, I was beginning to make space for all of it. The pain on Sunday night was, oh my God, I wanted to move from the pain. I wanted to figure out how to heal this fear of rejection that I've been carrying for so many years that caused me not to show up, that caused me not to really say what I'm thinking. I overanalyze. I think, well, if I say this, are they going to be upset? Oh, well, what if I say it and then they don't talk to me? Oh, it was just too much stuff. And I saw how that was linked to my upbringing. How I grew up in a private fostering family. Having to represent a new story is constantly changing me. I am automatically doing things that normally I would have said, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that later. Sometimes procrastination is self-preservation because you don't feel ready enough to move forward, because you know there's going to be too much discomfort. So I started talking about discomfort. When you open to love fully, chances are you might feel discomfort. Let's tell the truth. You are going to feel it. It may not be in that instant. For example, let's talk about romantic relationship. People are either in it, trying to get out of it, or trying to get in it. It's a common thing. We think that's love. But the relationship itself is not love. It's a channel, it's an expression of love. So I need some love in my life. You have love in your life. That's not metaphysical woo-woo. You have love in your life. You just got to be in the place where love is expressed. You can express it in a romantic relationship. You can express it while making love, having sex with somebody that you met for the first night, and somehow it feels like you felt some chemistry, and you're saying, shh, it's been a long time. Why not? You can feel love. But if in that situation, if you make room for love without being aligned, guess what's going to get amplified? Because love is willing and wanting to clear out all the mess. Love is clearing out the mess on our planets, in our countries, everywhere. And people are doing stupid ass. They're just acting a fool. And you're getting people saying, I saw today, just before I went live, that Cornel West is running for president. I didn't get a chance to research it, calling it the People's Party. He said he's standing for truth and justice. That is him representing his story and recognizing that politics needs to be given a different name. And there are too many people who are left behind, too many people that are oppressed, abused. It's not just politics. The pharmaceutical industry in America. Oh, Lord, don't get me started. I think that's one of the most legal corrupted organizations. Legal. People talk about the leaders in countries in Africa. Sometimes I think the difference people in Africa is they're not even trying to hide that they're corrupt, that they're asking money or bribe. In the Western world, over here in UK, in America, I don't know much about Canada. They're just probably the same, or Europe, the same. I mean, come on. They write it as a law that is acceptable, that someone can lobby and give you money. Over here during the pandemic, during the global shutdown, one of the ministers here was making money off the mask. Anyway, I don't really care about that because we're telling a new story. And representing your story is an opportunity to tell your truth. And sometimes you have to speak the truth that is uncomfortable so that you are free. The truth shall set you free. It's not just the truth that you are one with one. The truth shall set you free is connecting with yourself and saying, yes, I have been depressed for a long time. I've been hiding it. I have been, I don't know why this keeps coming up. I've been having sex with my coworker and I know I shouldn't. And he's younger than me, she's younger than me, or we're not even supposed to, we shouldn't even be connecting like that. But it's been a long time. To be able to speak your own truth. The truth is not always pretty. But the minute you speak it, my truth was to say out loud that I've been dealing with the fear of rejection. First of all, admit it to myself, say it out loud. Thankfully, I have a community to support me. When this happened, I was in a men's group and my brothers held me. And because I was able to say it out loud, stay with it, process it, and even to the fact where I was guided and led to record a story and share it. When I'm constantly listening to Spirit for guidance for what I need to do. I was going to keep this under 20 minutes, but it's not going to happen. Let's try another 10 minutes, maybe. I'm actually going to wrap it up real soon. I am accountable to the divine. I am accountable to my true self. I'm accountable to the universe, to God, the great I am, whatever you want to call it. And I've lived my life listening to guidance. I have invested time, energy, sweat. I have sacrificed, not sacrificed as in, oh, I could even go for this, but I'm going to go for that. No, because of the path that I took, there's some things I wanted that I couldn't get. Sometimes it's material things. There's some things that I look back and say, oh, man, I really missed out. Sometimes I feel like I missed out. But I am at a place right now where I am free. And I'm allowing myself to do some of the things that I've always wanted to do that I've never done before. I am free. It doesn't mean that I still don't have, it doesn't mean I don't have things sometimes it's like, ooh, nervous about. But at the core of me, I am free. So when you tell your truth, the point I was trying to make earlier, that even when I released the story, it was a longer story that I split into 5 parts. Like last night was the last one. After I started posting, I was like, ooh, is that a good idea? To tell the world that I have been struggling with the fear of being rejected. Yes. Intellectually, I knew most people can identify with it. But oh, that was too much. Oh my God, how are people gonna look at me? And I'm like, oh, now you're worried about people rejecting you? Perfect opportunity for you to step out there. Perfect opportunity. So for me, my ego would say, no, don't tell people that you're dealing with that. They're going to judge you. My heart was saying, good. My soul was saying, yes. And it set me free to a place where I get to really see what is possible. So much going on, and there's some things I want to refer to. I want to say this. It's not a segue at all. I want to leave you with a few things. One is to, whatever you're moving through, dealing with, growing through, I want you to know. I want you to think on this, chew on this. You will never have, never. That sounds very strong, but I'm going to stick with it. Let me make it a little bit easier because the ego will fight back. I'm not just talking about mine. Those of you that listen, like, what do you mean never? You cannot have in the world what you are not willing to become. You cannot have in the world. You think about anything you want to see in the world. Whether it's the healthcare system, whether it's politics, whether it's in your community, whether it's on a global level. If you're not willing to become it, you can't have it. You can't. Now, let's make that more personal, but sometimes we can hide with the collective, the global, the macro. Let's do the micro. You cannot have or experience in your reality what you are not willing to become. So whatever it is you want to see, have experience in your life, you've got to become it. I'm not going to go through the process of how to become it. You can sign up for Saturday for the session on Saturday. We can talk more about it. But you have to become it. When you be it, it comes. And nobody can run from this truth because we come from the same place. Whether you have your own business and it's successful, whether you, I don't know if they use the phrase housewife, but that's coming to mind. So don't nobody trip. Whether you work from home, whether you're a teacher, a police officer, or you in a place where you feel powerful, that you have power over people as opposed to power with people. If you don't confront your own truth, interrogate yourself, unfulfillment will be like always around you. We can't avoid it. We are spiritual beings. And we are here for so much more, something greater, and it's more than people, places, and things. That could be fulfilling. It is fulfilling. But when you align in alignment with your authentic power, you know how to become what you want to see in the world. And if you don't know how to become that, you have the community. And with the community, or if you know, when you start to feel discomfort, when you want to hide, when you want to give excuses to go back into your comfort zone, The truth in you, the truth as you say, no, 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 no. The truth as you would say, no, 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 no. Stay out. Stay out. Stay vulnerable. Stay naked. Because this is for your growth and transformation. You've been praying for this. You've been visioning for this. You've been wanting to manifest this. People say, I want to learn manifestation. I want to learn manifestation. Yeah, great. But manifestation is a process of birthing. Like a mother is pregnant, but when that baby is coming out, even before the baby comes out, there's some reconstruction that's going on with the mother's body. When the baby comes out, things ain't like it used to be. Some of us want to have the baby with that. I mean, you can nowadays, but I'm talking about the sort of manifestation that that sustains you. So I'm not going to do my session that I'm going to do on Saturday today. But I just want to say is whether I always find myself going back and forth with this when I say that whether you attend my sessions or not. I'm like, you can't say that. You want to let people know, in business, they'll say, you got to let people know that they need what you got. Yeah, I know that. But you know what? Whether I let people know that they need what I got, desire it, want it, and people can say, oh my God, that's what I've been praying for. That's what I need in my life. If you don't, I can convince you all day long. If you come because I convinced you, then you still have the same mind. We're living in a time where people, that is important to allow people to access their own truth. Because I don't come from a place of lack or limitation. I know those who are supposed to be there, who are meant to be there, will be there on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK. If we are to change what's happening in the world from the perspective of a black and brown people, or brown people, melanated people, we have to tell a different story. I'm going to stop on this. We got to tell a different story. And we have to stop giving life to white supremacy and the oppression and the BS. Some people are going to be pissed. Some people are going to resist. Some people are going to say, I don't know. I didn't know. Some people are going to say, I don't care about what happened to black and brown people, melanated people. Okay. But we can tell a story and saying, we don't even care that you care or don't care, didn't know or pissed. We're creating our reality. And when we come from ancestors that didn't give up, they didn't give up. They stayed alive long enough for us to be here today, to at least pass on the next generation before they checked out and pass the baton and say, you're next, you're next, you're next, and you're next, you're next, you're next. What are you going to do with the power? What are you going to do with your passion? What are you going to do with your truth, with your existence? Let's not worry about the legacy we're going to leave behind. Let's focus on the legacy that we're living right now. Your life is your legacy. So if you feel like, I'm already doing this, I need people in doing this. I know people. I brought my family to a place where they're in a different place. Share this with people who can use it. Go to my website, is thebusinessofbeing.com/events. That's thebusinessofbeing, BEING.com/events. Let's tell a new story. Join me even if you want to hold space for people who are struggling. It doesn't matter what the story is. It can be healed. Whether it's abuse, molestation, the struggle with figuring out where you belong, domestic abuse, health issues, financial issues. Telling a different story, representing your story in a new way, and telling a love story, it shifts your mind and your consciousness that life would say, ooh, here's another one. There's another one. We are the ones that we're waiting for, and you are the one you have been waiting for. I know sometimes it's a rough journey. It is. Either way, there's pain. If we're walking through life unconscious, there's pain. If we're walking through life consciously, there's pain. But how the two people experience the pain, the one that's unconscious and the one that's conscious, how they experience pain is different. It's like, whoo, there's a birthing happening. And because we've been doing the work beforehand, your core is strong enough to withhold the tremors. When I finish these things, I feel so high. And then I said, oh, I could have said this. I wanted to say more about that. I'm going to wrap this up. I said 30 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. Let me stop talking. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My cousin is in the house. Abby is in the house. My Baltimore grief sister. Yes, grief. Don't get me talking about grief. Is that Christina? Christina is here. Kathy's here. Wow. Kathy, I was thinking about you today. Check your message. I sent you a message. Coco Raz is here. Dub Marcus Say. That's an interesting username. And there was Rhonda here. And wherever you are on YouTube, LinkedIn, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's turn this mother out. Let's create a life that is so magnificent in a real way, in an embodied way, that we might even say, I'm not ready to leave yet. Illness, goodbye. Lack and limitation, goodbye. Oppression, goodbye. I have created a life that is so amazing, so transformative, so life-giving. I'm not ready to go. I don't worry about my age. We are the ones. We are the ones. The business of being.com/events. The business of being, BEING.com/events. Representing your stories, not representing. See, I keep talking. I told you, you just becoming. I can't stop it sometimes. Representing your story, not representing, because we're always representing our story. The one we don't like, the one we're unconscious, the one we deny. They're bringing all these stories. Yeah, well, you don't know. Let me tell you my story. And sometimes that's happening when people telling you about what's great in their world. Yeah, well, it must be nice. It must be nice, but you don't understand. Anyway. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. I believe in humanity. I believe in love. I believe in us. And I know some of you that I'm seeing on here, actually, all of you that I'm seeing on Instagram and, on Facebook, YouTube, I know that you're about the business. You're about that life. Abby, you remember that? You're about that life. Yes, Christina, we're about that life. And we all have a story to tell. Tell your story however you feel led to share it. And join me Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time. And let's tell a new story. Life is good. It's getting better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to end this. Those of you on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, LinkedIn, you want to hear the music I'm going to play next. Because Facebook be tripping and YouTube. All right. Those of you on YouTube and Facebook, thank you very much. I don't know about LinkedIn and music. I'm out.